What if setting your phone aside at 9 p.m. was a spell? What if making your bed was a vote for your future self? What if your tiniest actions were actually shaping who you are becoming without you even noticing it? I'm Anna, medical doctor, thinker, seeker, lifelong student of transformation, and this is the Value Signal. So here's something I realized the other night as I have been working on a habit for myself of reducing screen time before bed to get better sleep. And I was about to reach out for my phone, not because I wanted to, but because it's what I always do. That's when I caught it. You know, the scroll wasn't about curiosity, it was about default. It was me working on autopilot, my unconscious micro habit. And the moment I stopped myself, I felt weird, like, what do I do now? I felt kind of lost. Like, if I don't look at my phone, at whatever is waiting for me there, social media, emails, planning for tomorrow, ideas, reading, if I don't do that now, what do I actually do? It was uncomfortable and also revealing, because when you remove a default action, it's like erasing part of your script. And in that empty space, you meet your identity. You meet the identity you are intending to create for yourself, or you're intending to become. So the word identity actually comes from the Latin identidem, which means repeated being. So you are what you repeat. Every habit, every micro habit is not just a thing you do. It's a vote. It's a reinforcement. It's a subtle spell that you cast upon yourself. Bear with me. It's a whisper to your nervous system that says, this is who I am. So when I make tea instead of reaching for my phone, it's not just a better choice for my sleep. It's me casting a new vote for a version of me I actually want to live inside of. I'm voting for a version of me that actually sleeps well. So another important concept is the concept of entropy. In physics, it's the idea that disorder increases without energy. It actually means that if you do nothing, chaos will prevail. And honestly, in life, that's exactly how it goes. You know, if you don't put structure around the self you want to be, you default into noise, into a state of whatever, you know? So that's where micro habits come in. They are not tiny, they are foundational. They are like brush strokes on the canvas of your future self. And they are always a choice. In the book Atomic Habits, which I really love, James Clear uses an analogy which I think is really good. He tells the story of two people who quit smoking, and someone offers them a cigarette. And one says, "No thanks, I'm trying to quit." The other says, "No thanks, I'm not a smoker." It's the same refusal, but it's a totally different identity. The first one still sees themselves as a smoker, trying to change. So he's trying. And when you say, "I'm trying," you actually don't believe you are getting there. You know, you don't believe you're going to do it. If you say, "I'll try," you don't believe you're going to do it. If you believe you're actually doing something, then you're going to say, "I'm doing it." Why would you try? And the other already is the person they want to be. You know, he's not a smoker anymore. And that shift, that is everything. This attitude, this identity shift is what makes habit and life changes possible. And it applies to everything, from how you eat to how you create to how you rest. Every action is a spell you cast upon your future self. And if that sounds mystical, good, it is. Because your life is a kind of magic. A ritual you repeat daily often without noticing. Mostly we are running on autopilot. Don Juan, who's Carlos Castañeda's master, once said, reality as you know it is just a description. So what are you describing with your habits? What identity are you describing for yourself? What version of you are you reinforcing? You know, your morning coffee, your late night scroll, the way you speak to yourself, they are all part of the story you're writing, whether you realize it or not. You know, I will go deeper into this identity point because it's a very, very important point and it shapes us. You know, if I lay in bed and scroll on my phone before sleeping, even though I know I will probably get the restless night, I'm a sensitive person like that, then I'm creating one identity for myself. But if I change and I actually start to see myself as someone who values rest and someone who looks after her sleep, then the pattern changes. My choices change. And there is always a choice. There is always a choice. You're choosing who you are becoming. You're voting for who you are becoming. And you're doing that through your actions, through your everyday habits. And some of them were kind of given to us, like people told you as a child, oh, you are this kind of person, or you are that kind of person. Oh, you know, so-and-so, they are not sporty, or so-and-so, they need to run around. And you incorporate it and you believe it. And these beliefs, they will shape your life. You know, if you're made to believe as a child or even later in life that you are not athletic, then you're going to believe it and you're going to act in accordance to it. That's why I say it's a spell you cast upon yourself. You know, in my medical practice, especially in geriatrics and integrative medicine, I saw this again and again. People knew what they had to do to get better, eat differently, move more, sleep better, and they wanted to do it, but they couldn't. Not because they were lazy or didn't care, but because deep down they didn't believe they were that kind of person, the healthy one, the disciplined one, the one who could change. And when you don't see yourself as that person, even the best advice won't land. Your identity will quietly override your intention every time. Willpower isn't enough, and this is why I'm building Signal and Self, which is going to come pretty soon, and it's pretty sweet. So what we actually need is a structure, a rhythm that anchors us to the version of us we want to become. One micro habit at a time, one intentional signal at a time. No vanishing required, no catharsis required, just resonance. So if this spoke to you, tell me, what's one tiny ritual you want to turn into a vote for your new identity? Your habits are how you embody your identity. And if you want to support building the identity from inside out, you can download the Clarity Compass below. It's free and it's made for moments exactly like this when you're finding yourself again. And maybe this video hopefully brought some thought about what kind of identity you are. You know, what kind of person do you want to be? What kind of person do you see yourself as? This is the value signal. If you like what I'm doing, share the love, press that like button, do subscribe. There is a lot more coming. And if you know of someone who is struggling with habit changes, habit patterns, do send them this link. There is more coming and it will get clearer and clearer as we go along. I'll see you in the next episode where we'll talk about why you don't need to disappear to reinvent yourself. You just need to stop ghosting your own signal. I'll see you there.